All right, guys, we are actually about to do our first video. Miranda, your lily is going up as soon as I figure out how to hang it without it falling, since it doesn't have the back side where I can hang it on a nail. But we have it set up, so I'm going to go ahead and do some drawing today. Probably work on an illustration. Maybe do some thumbnails of an illustration I'm going to do. I don't know yet. But I'm going to roll that intro and then we will get to drawing. Welcome back, guys. What's up, guys? Welcome back. So we're going to go ahead and work on this picture of the dragon-esque creature, I guess. Let me see what we got going on here. I'm gonna turn the TV down so there's no issue with background noise. At some point, I'm gonna see if I can actually. You know what I wish? I wish TVs had Bluetooth as far as being able to hook up. Like, I can't think. Being able to hook up like headphones and stuff. Let me see. Inputs. Let me see. Of course not. All right. So I've got that. I'm gonna pull up my tablet because I've got my reference on there. And then we'll go from there. Where is my? What am I looking for? What am I looking for? Come on. There we go. Sorry, guys. All right. Was this what I was looking at? Yeah, it might be. All right. So I got my reference pulled up. You guys may or may not be able to see it. But let's get to drawing some stuff. I feel like this is not what I had pulled up for the reference. Let's go here. Sorry, guys. That would have been better prepared than this, but it is what it is. I've got multiple things, so all right. I'm missing my glove. That was not ready. As much as I thought I was. Okay. So we've got my pencils. We've got this beautiful creature here. And let's talk about intentions when it comes to this piece. So my goal is with this piece is to try to do as much detail as I possibly can with this image. I'm trying to continue to push my illustrations further with detail. And yeah, so we're gonna work on this. I don't know how long it's gonna run, but I'm going to assume that this image is probably going to be a I'm gonna get my blending stubs out here. This image is probably gonna end up being a maybe a 6-hour image. I don't know. The heart that you guys see me do last time actually I think was like probably 5 hours, give or take. I'm not quite sure. But I'm going to start off what I find interesting. So I'm going to zoom in here. Hopefully you guys can see it. I'm going to work on the eye here. And I'm kind of limited on what I can see just because where my phone is and the fact that this, it's kind of covered, so I can only see so much with what you guys can see. So hopefully that helps. Trying to focus it. I'm trying to also block the light here. There we go. That's a lot better. There we go. All right, let's work on. I've got my blending stuff. I think this is too big. I need a small one as well to get inside these little areas. I'm gonna start off where I'm gonna probably work my way out from the eye. I think this is a HB lead. I think. I'm not sure, but we're gonna work with it. And let me see here. I'm kind of doing. There's going to be I'll figure out where the highlight's going to be later, but because I can take a eraser, my electrical eraser to that. And depending on everything, I might fast forward. Might fast forward my process, but we'll probably just do actual, like, we'll make this a drawing session. You guys can pull out whatever you want to work on while I work on this. Also trying to figure out where the light's coming from. I don't think I decided that last time. The light may be coming from this way. So, back up. I think I'm at the light coming in this way. I think you guys can see it. Yeah, I had the light coming in through this way. So I'm going to make a little indicator to myself here. Alright, so kind of laying down a tonal here. Give me something to kind of work with. That I can build up on. We'll do a few passes. I'm also testing out techniques that I am trying to see what will work for me, what won't. And actually being able to record this is actually going to help me later on, because I can look back and see, you know, if this was something that worked for me. If it wasn't something that worked for me, I need to turn my paper. Where did I think I could have tried something else? So right now I'm not pressing too hard with the blending stub. It's a little bit of pressure, but I'm not hammering down on it, nor am I using like a feather touch. And if you guys hear, if I'm making notes or comments about what I'm doing, it's kind of for my own reference. So if I decide to go back later and try to figure out what I was doing, I have some type of audio clue to myself with what I was doing in the image. Like when I'm passing over the image, I'm trying to pass over the whole thing, not just portions of it. I think I'm gonna try this, but I don't like the mechanical pencil use right now. What is this, an H? I'm gonna use a regular graphite pencil. I could cover more without having to, a little bit easier to handle. I'm trying to match the rubbing of the blending stub with the angle that I put the pencil down. All right. Let's go. All right, so this is going to be colored in here. Let me go back to the HB. So what I'm trying to do right now is continue to draw with the drawing stub versus just like scribbling in. I'm trying to actually go with the lines that I've laid down and the patterns that I've laid down already. And then if I was to do like this would, I don't really have I think I might have a smaller drawing or what do they call this? Blending stub. I have to find it though. But I'm also trying to think about the forms, like the shapes, stuff like that. So what I mean by the form, like if I have, I think I've discussed this before, but say this is an oval and I'm trying to create a unique shape within this oval. I'm doing like maybe here, this would be the form of it. And if the light is coming down here, well, this part sticks out, this part dips in, this part sticks out again, but this would be, if I'm thinking about the curve, the light would probably not hit here. I'm thinking it would go in here and following that shape, and then maybe so kind of maybe fade here, and then there would be a part here that I think would not be having any light. So there would be like this turning point of the shape to kind of help give it that form here. So if I was in here, this would probably come out more. I'm still doing more studies on like light and stuff like that, but that's what I'm thinking about right now when I'm doing this. So like this, and then maybe that would be maybe a dark spot right here, or there would be like a crease. And I'm not pressing too hard on the drawing stuff either. Kind of going over with like medium pressure here. I do want to darken this area up here, so I'm going to hit it again with the pencil. And then continue to layer it if I need to. But still trying to follow that form that I've kind of established here. I'm gonna move over to like the horn area so I can maybe focus on that. So this is coming here. I'm gonna try to soften these lines out by probably I'll go from the dark side here because this is the darkest area. So what I'm actually gonna do is I'm actually gonna probably darken this up just a little bit more. There we go. I'm sorry, I'm not sure. I've literally got my camera rigged, hooked up tight on my desk. I'm not really moving my desk like that, but for some reason, it's still wobbly. I might have to take the actual screws off of this, so it's just kind of laying flat on the bottom. And so I'm trying to soften these lines up a little bit more that I have drawn in here. And then hit that again. Boom. I think that looks, might want to darken this up a little bit more. Just around the edges here. I'm just layering slowly with this. And what I'll do is I'm gonna go up this way just because, actually no. I think I'm gonna stick with this because I'm just gonna kind of be careful about how I go into it because I don't want to go all the way up here. I'm trying to blend this as softly as I can before I hit the skin part. Now I'll do one more, how to blend that in. There we go. That's good for right now. Let me see what I got going on here. Let me see what else I want to hop to. Let's hop to the mouth area. I think I want to work on that. And I am looking at reference of animals to kind of see like how shadows and stuff fall on their lips and how things kind of their anatomy and stuff like that. I'm trying to remind myself that it does not have to look perfect on the first go around, and that it's not going to look perfect on the first pass, and that is okay. And you can build up these textures, build up these shadows. And that takes time. And it is not going to turn out the way I want it the first go around. It's going to take time. And patience. And then if I want to try to produce, sorry if you guys can hear all of that outside, but if I'm trying to produce and push my artwork, specifically the illustrations, further to what I want to accomplish, that I'm gonna have to put the time in that it takes to get them to where I would like to get them. And that's just how it is. Mm-hmm. All right. All right, so what I just did there is I pretty much just kind of blended out the line that I had for the nostril because I want to define another part of the top part of the nostril that's not the inside that I'm doing right now. I want to define that with actual shadow versus like a hard line. So I pretty much just blended that line out, and then hopefully that will work well with this, with what I'm trying to accomplish here. And it won't just be a harsh blending area there, hopefully. I'm gonna blend this down. So I'm just gonna give you an idea of how long this image is. I'm assuming this image is how long this image might take. Is we are at 40 minutes in, probably I would say 30 minutes depending on prep time and stuff like that. And we've only got the eye, the horn, and then some of the mouth. And now we are now working on the nostril. And even this is not fully done yet, those areas. So. So what I'm trying to do with this is I'm trying to go from the darkest area and blend into the lighter area so that way I don't have like a harsh mark later on. And so that's what I'm trying to accomplish here. And I guess I'm trying to remind myself too that this is not going to look perfect the first go around. And what there's going to be, it's going to have to be build up when it comes to this. So going from the darkest area and blending. And I know all of this is probably going to be in shadow. There might be a few areas of highlight, like maybe I'll do like this area of like highlight, or this area here. But the majority of this is going to be in shadow. Maybe this tip right here might have a little bit of highlight. And I'm going to go back in here and darken these areas up because I feel like I'm losing this definition area here for the mouth. And then I will blend that out again so it's not as harsh. So I'll go back in. Alright, I think I might hop to the horns slightly. Why not? Why not? Now if we're having light here, because I kind of want this is turning in, so there's going to be shadow here. And then it's probably going to soften up here. I mean, I guess I could do a few studies of horns and kind of get the idea. So this is here. This is turning in. And then looks like this would block it though. Probably not as much as this part, but this is definitely going to be the darkest part, I know that. And we'll start adding some texture in here with the shadows here. I'm not sure if you can still see it on camera, but you can still see that texture that's being added into it. I'm going to have to go over it a few times, but I'm trying to keep hitting it with my glasses. Sorry, guys. I'm slowly starting to add texture here. And technically, I guess the texture can wait. But this is the, I'm trying to see what works for me, what's going to keep me engaged in this drawing for the amount of time that I'm going to be doing it. I'm trying to follow my own what do they call it? My own process, my own drawing process. And if you are learning how to draw as well, or doing your own images, I suggest that you find what works for you and experiment with that. As you can see, one of the things that I'm doing is kind of hopping all over the place to kind of keep me engaged versus just kind of feeling stagnant or feeling bored and then later on giving up. So kind of helps when I'm hopping all over the place here. I'm gonna do this is here. This is probably this. I know this is gonna be in shadow. And I'm not necessarily talking to you guys at times. There are times I'm just talking to myself, kind of talking myself through an image. And what I'll do is I'll wrap it up at an hour mark here, just because I do want to get Tiger walked and get some food in my stomach here. One thing I'm also practicing, or I want to start practicing when I do the blending, is cross hatching from different directions instead of just in one direction when I do this blending and stuff because I don't want to have like a line that you can see that it's just like the oh my god, I can't think. The lines were just all done in one direction. And then I'll soften the edges here. And I'm going to go in again to make this part darker. And probably not too much. Probably just the outermost area. Trying to follow the form of the horn. I'll put this first layer in, and you want to do the other layers too. The cross hatching. So I'm gonna have to rotate. I know that might not be the most appealing for YouTube, but I need to be able to do this in a way that's going to be comfortable for me and for me to get across what I need to get across and blend accordingly. Alright, let's go ahead and blend that, and then we'll probably call it for today. And I'm blending it up into the area. No texture yet. Not for this part anyway. Probably want to do this area is probably going to be a little bit darker. All right, that's what we're going to call for today. Let me back up so you guys can see here. This is what we've got so far. So, yeah, this is what, an hour's worth of work as far as shading goes. Almost an hour's worth of work. And we'll do another hour and continue to build on this. So I appreciate you guys watching, and deuces.